Alright, so this is another video for Randy because obviously he does not know. This is a woman who I spoke to just after Meemaw died, a couple of months after. She contacted me wanting to buy the property. I don't speak to her anymore, but she wanted to buy the property from me. Kathy told me the property was mine. Right? She came, she gave me a check for $10,000. She told me the property was mine. I asked her, where was the deed? She said, figure it out. I never could figure out where that deed was. A friend of mine found out it was in the trust. The trust was locked until I turned 35, but nobody would tell me that. Nothing was being told to me at this point. This woman contacted me wanting to buy the property, and I wanted to sell it to her. And she contacted multiple lawyers who contacted Catherine, and they were ignored completely. Nobody would talk to anybody that was trying to help me. So she says, hi, we have a contract ready to sign. The attorney is searching for the will. And I say, okay, I'm willing to sign it if someone brings it to me. I was trying to sell it. This is January 24th, 2017. So this was a year after Meemaw passed away, because Meemaw passed away in 2015. Let's see. There's a lot of messages, so I'm sorry. She took care of me for a long time. The attorney needs to know the condo. And we had an attorney. Do you have an aunt with the last name White? Yeah, Catherine White, the executor for the will and trustee of the trust. Makes sense. The attorney said they are writing her a letter giving her 30 days to respond. I don't know the details about that, but there was a will and she should have notified you. I'll text you later when I know more facts. Is that the aunt that likes you or the mean one? She's my grandmother's eldest. We call her Cuz Cat. She's nice but easily manipulated by her sister who isn't nice. That's Kathy. They found the will? Not yet. They can't tell me because I'm third party, but they did say there is a will. Okay. I'm crying right now because you proved there was a will. I know there was. I was left everything, but they destroyed every copy, and I don't know how to prove it existed. I believe they are going to have a lot of questions to answer. I think they told the attorney they couldn't find you. I'm not sure. Things are adding up. I'm being completely honest about what I know. See, do I have ID? Yes. Talked to Mr. Crawford's secretary, and she asked if your aunt gave you a personal check from the insurance or was it issued from the life insurance company. Also, can you take a picture of the last letter you showed me from the bank? The check was a personal check from the bank that my aunt and my grandmother had a joint account at. My grandmother had $15,000 in a separate bank from the one that she used. She used Wells Fargo, but this was a separate bank with a joint account with my Aunt Catherine. That money was for her funeral, but that's the bank the check came from, and my aunt's name was on it, not insurance. But they told me it was insurance. I'm not going to show those letters. This is actually the second time I made this video. I showed those letters the first time, and it has my aunt's address fully displayed. And I'm not going to dox her. So. Let me see. There's a lot. Like, this went on for a long time. And me and her, you know, she took care of me for a long time in the hopes of getting that property. She hired a lot of lawyers that could not get it. That they tried. Seth is meeting with an attorney. Hopefully we'll have some good news. You need something to look forward to. It's not y'all's responsibility to care for me, though. I wish there was a way I could sign that property over to him if I do die, because honestly, I don't care anymore. He can have it for free. I just can't deal with life anymore. I gave up a wonderful friend to be with Curtis, and now I'm sick and alone, and he's starting... Yeah, that's the HIV person, sorry. Attorney. I stayed with this woman during Hurricane Irma. That's the video on my YouTube from that. Okay, yeah. They told me to call the lawyer and tell them that I needed a copy of the will. And I did that, and it got, like, really ugly because I had, they were like, be firm. And that caused me to go over the deep end because they're telling me, no, there was a will, you deserve this paperwork, you're entitled to it, they have to give you this, they have to tell you something, you have to force them, you have to be firm and force them to tell you what they're supposed to tell you. And I tried, and I'm not forceful, and I wound up just being crazy. They called back and told me they can't release the trust to me without permission from my aunt. They sent her a letter, but I already know that she's just going to ignore the letter. She has complete control over everything Meemaw left me. $2.50 an hour in legal fees or give up. By the time the trust is released, there won't be anything left for me at all. She ignored the first one. Now if they ignore this one, she will go to court or jail. The foreclosure's been finished. They're auctioning off the car next month. Means I'm officially homeless. This is when I had to leave the condo. That's when I found out Angela died. For a little while they had me staying in a house that they were trying to sell. They did everything they could to help me. That's why it's bothering me so much that Randy's like, oh, she didn't even try to sell that property. I talked to these people for months. We had so many lawyers. We had so many things that we were trying to do. Kathy stopped it. Catherine stopped it. They would not allow me access to that land. And yes, I did try. Please stop telling people that I never even tried, because I tried for 2 whole years before I left Florida. I tried. Attorneys and lawyers and people that actually had money and wanted to help me tried. There was no getting around Kathy and Catherine, who were determined that I was going to die homeless.